into this. So we're talking about a clothes that you bought at...
Yeah, I'm at the time maybe 21 or 22. I'm working in a gas station in Woodbury, New Jersey. And the time is I'd say 48. Been in this country about a year. And I'm thinking I'm extremely cool. I'm on my 28th or 32nd automobile, which could at the time have been I don't know, an Essex 6 or something like this. And I have a date.
Not with me.
No, that's before I knew you.
Yeah.
And so I figure I gotta look sharp. So I go into Polsky's and I buy this sports coat that was like $4.95.
Polsky's was really bad as far as having taste.
It had great big checkers. And they were green and cream. The background was cream and the front was green. And I, like British racing green cars and stuff. I thought this was really cool. And I had that jacket
Was your date with Edith Bomey?
No, my date, in fact.
See, Mrs. Lippisch tried to really get Hank tied up with Edith Bomey because she spoke German.
Yes, well, the family was
German. And she played the piano.
Yes, they sit together on Saturdays.
And she was really...
They sit together on Saturdays and speak German, yes. Oh, yeah. Well, at the moment I'll try and stick with my jacket because somehow I felt very proud of it, and I thought people looked at me like I'd go into a diner or something.
And they looked at you and you thought it was a compliment.
That's right. And I do recall that I had it in the closet for a long time. But you see, Gertrude, for instance, would never say, how could you possibly bring something like this home, right? Nobody would say a word, and Father wouldn't say anything, and I were very proud. And I remember one time, maybe you can remember that, Betsy, that I wore it, and you told me that was horrible.
What do you mean you had it that long?
Oh yeah, well this was my, for better occasions kind of
well, I'm glad you didn't wear that to the Academy of Music.
Then
to hear the Gershwin.
To listen to Wagner.
No, that was the first
time. Yeah, the very first date was to listen to Wagner. Yes, which of course we both hated.
And the jacket definitely was too agitated for Wagner. So I sported something darker. Probably blue pants and a green coat or something, who knows.
Well, when you went into Polsky's, did they really sell you? I mean, did they say, boy, pal, you're going to look great in this? And
yeah, as a matter of fact, I told them I was so naive.
But actually, Polsky's was better known in Woodbury for selling work clothes.
They
had some old suits there from 10 years ago.
The Levi's for the farmers, and actually, I don't know whether they were called Levi's then, but they had the old
Dungarees.
type. No, but they had the old kind bib overalls that the farmers would wear, and really, and they had like the green work uniforms and
Dickies.
Dickies.
Well, and they always had a good price for everything, and their show windows were always full of things like, "Come on in, we can give you a better price and good." And I worked across the street from in this mobile gas station, so
Griscom.
In Griscom's, that's right, exactly.
Yeah.
It was Griscom's station. As a matter of fact, at that time, I had a '39 Ford. Four-door convertible for a little while. Man, was that neat. I always had electrical problems. I couldn't lick them. But what a neat car that was. That's right, Griscom's gas station, yes. And anyway, so that's where that sport coat. And then I had a '34 Ford Roadster. And it had, the cut low doors, very rare model actually by today's standards, with a little V8 in it. What a neat car. And it was a yellow car, and I had this coat. Man, I used to think I was so
yellow
sharp.
car with the green coat.
With a buff colored background on the oh man, let me tell you.
Yeah, that must have been really sharp.
Absolutely.
Cool, man.
Yeah,
cool.
I thought I was. I thought I was really
Mother,
good.
can you imagine Meredith in her cruising days, how she would have responded to that? It would have been a triple gag me.
Well, it would be so square.
No, gag me with a spoon.
Yeah.
But those were different days. I think, let's see, Bob Nichols and Cliff Brown were my buddies at the time. That they thought this was ultra sharp. And the fact that I paid like $7 for this coat, man, I mean, this was some coat. Yes, indeed. And then we used to drive down Route 130 on the way into Camden, and there was a White Tower hamburger joint. They made the small little hamburgers, and you'd sit there and put coins in the machine and listen to like Glenn Miller and stuff like this.
Small little hamburgers.
Yes,
like White Castle size.
White Castle, that's what I'm saying, not White Tower, White Castle. There was a White Castle right by that overpass in the middle of 130 going into Camden.
I didn't know they were particularly small. See, I never ate a White Castle hamburger all the years that I lived in South Jersey.
Yeah, no, we used to stop there regularly, like after a date or when you didn't have a date, which was very often, you know, various things.
Wearing that coat, it's no wonder.
Probably.
Maybe it's just as well he didn't wear jackets
talk
much
about
when
that.
we started going out.
Talk about
I
that.
might have given up on him really fast.
Remember the time, Betsy?
And it was hot summertime, so he didn't have to wear a jacket.
Yeah.
That was good.
There was a time when Ma was really worried and wouldn't let you go out with me, and I had just bought an old Packard that was cut down as a wrecker, and it had a big crane in the back, and I came to pick you up in that, and it was a somewhat bad-looking car. But I thought it was a neat thing to own a wrecker just for the hell of it. I remember pulling up, and your mother was very indignant over the whole thing that we was going to go out, and then you're saying, well, is it safe? And that sort of thing. Well, the door handles were actually, there was a wire going behind the seat across because the doors, see the back of the sedan was cut off to weld on the wrecker part, so the doors were free.
Yeah, no, I mean they had no supports to
That's
latch
right, there was
onto.
nothing to latch into. They were held together with a wire.
No wonder they wondered if it was safe.
And so there was a wire connecting the two?
Yeah, and today a car like this you couldn't really.
Well, how did you get the doors open? You had to unhook
You
the
undo
wire.
the wire. Oh, sure. Well, you didn't open and close it that much, really.
He probably asked me to step over the door. That's probably what it was. I mean, I always had to accommodate to various things
Well,
with all these different cars.
you know how it's supposed to be romantic to carry the woman over the threshold,
Yeah,
and
right.
so Dad
Carry
carried
me
you
up.
into the car through the window.
Not quite, but just
Oh.
about. Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
man, I remember that. Yeah, it's just things that come to mind. Yeah.